Thank you very much, Chair. Honorable Premier of Anguilla and ECCB Monitoring Council Member, Honorable Victor Banks, incoming Premier of Montserrat and Council Member, Honorable Joseph Easton Farrell. Prime Minister Gonzalez is not here as yet, but he will be joining us. Honorable Minister of Finance of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Camilo Gonzalez, leaders of the opposition from member states, other parliamentarians, Governor of the Central Bank, Deputy Governor of the Central Bank, Chief Policy Director, World Bank Country Director for Eastern Caribbean countries, Tassin Said, speakers, moderators, other development partners, financial secretaries, other government officials, social partners, media practitioners, everyone, including those on social media. For the fourth time, this growth and resilience dialogue is being hosted by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank in collaboration with the OECS Commission and the World Bank. And it continues to be a seminal space in which opposition parliamentarians, civic society, churches, youth, and private sector representatives come together with public sector economic decision makers to focus on matters pertaining to growth. And let me say parenthetically, I completely identify with the remarks made by the Governor with respect to the important involvement of youth. 2020 is going to be a very busy year in the OECS with consultations, but not talk shops, consultations. For example, in the next couple weeks, a conference of Caribbean youth taking place in St. Lucia, run by the National Youth Council of St. Lucia with full support as a lead partner of the OECS Commission, but designed by young people, for young people, and organized by young people. So, and we're going to have in September the social development movement. Instead of having a donors conference, we've decided to bring together all sectors in a converged effort to look at resilience and coordination of all of the work that we do at the Commission with a particular focus on entrepreneurship and resilience within the OECS. At the level of the OECS authority, all of our heads of government are unified in the perspective that growth is simultaneously our major challenge and an essential priority. Sir Arthur Lewis, in his magnus opus, The Theory of Economic Growth, was clear that growth is not something pursued for its own sake, but because it provides the latitude sorely needed by small island developing states to advance the well-being of their people. Sir Arthur said, and I quote, "The advantage of economic growth is not that wealth increases happiness, but that it increases the range of human choice." In this simple sentence, Sir Arthur reconciles the harsh reality that human progress is not affordable or indeed possible without economic growth, with other implied imperatives such as the exercise of human choice. Put simply or colloquially, money can't buy happiness, but it provides the luxury of choice, and choice is best exercised in the context of human freedom. For us in the OECS, therefore, the question of how to achieve, optimize, and sustain growth in our small, severely disadvantaged economies is the key that would make it possible to build healthier, happier, more educated, more productive, and ultimately more free societies. The ECCB and the OECS Commission collaborate closely on this agenda because we are both created to serve the same fundamental purpose, the integration of these small islands. While each entity has its defined arena of responsibilities, we recognize the interconnectedness of these duties. The integrity of the Eastern Caribbean dollar cannot be upheld unless our economies are competitive and growing. Growth requires competitiveness and innovation, and it also requires a larger economic and demographic space with the free movement of people, the free and seamless circulation of goods, services, and capital within that space. Our conjoined purpose is sustained economic growth that increases the range of choice at all socioeconomic levels. And this purpose is the bedrock on which the revised Treaty of Basse-Terre stands, because for small island states in such close proximity as ours, the aggregation of size and ambition is what upscales our potential. Separately and alone, we are too small to matter in a brutally competitive world. Amalgamated and together, we are big enough to survive and thrive. The key to this is embodied in the theme of this year's dialogue, regional transformation through innovation. Growth, we have become painfully aware, is not being sustainably achieved by doing more of the same. In an historical era in which so much is changing so fast, the race really is for the swiftest and the agile. And our best prospects for growth lie in the transformative and not the evolutionary. The scale of opportunity is optimized in the regional and not the national. And innovation is not simply a technology thing, but equally a mind shift thing. So this dialogue continues the encounter of minds and ideas, and it extends the discussion beyond our traditional silos to include a fully representative spectrum of diverse thought, so that, to quote an old Maoist maxim, 1,000 flowers can bloom and 1,000 schools of thought can contend. From that contention of ideas, we hope will come some new pathways and paradigms for progress and disruptive directions for development. As Jeff de Graaf reminds us, innovation is created as a result of constructive conflict. This dialogue was never meant to be a talk shop. Many of the ideas and recommendations of previous dialogues have been incorporated in the work agendas of both the Central Bank and the OECS Commission. This year's encounter is focused on ideas in which the OECS member states are already converging. The presence of a high-level delegation from the World Bank, with whom we have just embarked on a major digital transformation initiative, adds texture and affirmation to this endeavor, and we welcome Tassin and her team. We look forward, therefore, to an exciting interchange of practical ideas. Thank you.